Alright, Dave here with another exciting tutorial, and today I want to welcome you to my xGen series of tutorials. In these tutorials, I'm going to be talking about how to get started, what to think about if you are going from zero and don't have any idea of how to do hair in Maya. These are the videos for you. So let's take a look here. Okay, so this is Ian Spriggs' model. Okay, so this is ZBrush and Maya, and if I look here at the hair looks very realistic. Okay, we can see it from some different angles. Now in this tutorial, I'm not going to show how to make hair that looks this good. Okay, in fact, it's just going to be super concepts. Okay, so what I mean by that is I feel like a lot of times these xGen tutorials are super long-winded and very difficult to follow because it is complex, but I'm going to get the nut and bolts of what you need to do. Okay, so you can kind of see here that if we look at the hair just like this, it might be overwhelming to think about, but if we break it down, we can see these guides. Okay, and these guides are what are controlling the xGen hair. Now even that, how do we even get started? Well, let's go ahead and dive right in. So in this section, what I'm going to be talking about is how to kind of, again, get started. So I'm just going to go to Windows, Content Browser, and if you're at an earlier version of Maya, it might be under General Editors, but here it is, Content Browser. And I'm just going to find this basic head and drag it into the scene. Okay, that way I have something to work from. I'll press F to frame up on, and here is the basic head. Now, I'm going to go ahead and kind of set this up. So let's say if I wanted, I want hair, I want eyebrows, okay, at minimum. Well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to figure out where exactly I want the hair. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to say Object X on. I'm going to select this, and I'm going to magnetize this. Then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to create, or go to Quad Draw, and now when I click, I can see that it forms a point, and if I do 4, hold down Shift, it's going to form a polygon. Okay, now I might be saying, Dave, I thought we were talking about hair. Is that hair? I don't want to do modeling. Well, I feel like what I'm doing here is I'm creating what the hair is going to be attached to. Okay, so, and you might say, well, why not just attach it to this? Well, I feel like for every different type of hair, I'm going to create a base that it's going to essentially grow out from. So in this lesson, this set of tutorials, I'm going to be showing how to create those bases. And that's pretty much it. So I feel like I'll kind of properly prep the model as far as the geometry is concerned. Okay, so, and then when I get close, I can just drag like that. There we go. And I'm thinking about where the hair will grow out from. Okay, so again, I'm just putting a dot, holding down Shift, clicking Shift, there we go. And if I want to delete, Control Shift, click on it. There we go. And if I want to see the shortcuts, I can come over here and I can go to Keyboard Shortcuts and I can see all the shortcuts right here. Okay, I can also click and kind of move around. And I'm going to go here, just build this over the top. And I don't have to actually be super careful about the topology or anything. I mean, this isn't, this isn't going to be animated or anything like that, but I feel like I might as well have it clean. If I want to insert an edge loop, I can just hold down Control. There we go. And then you can see I can kind of move them around like that. Okay, excellent. Oh. Move until they snap. There we go. If you wanted to do this a different way, absolutely. Control click. You could kind of do this however you want. Just kind of go like this. Maybe another one here. And now I can hold down Shift and I can kind of smooth out like that. Whoa. Control. Maybe I'll put another one here. There we go. Kind of shift to smooth out. Let's see. Shift smooth out. Excellent. Maybe put another one here, another one here. Shift smooth out. There we go. Okay, great. Now, you also want to have more than you think you might need. Okay, so for example, or think about it as you can only have hair growing from this mesh. Now, granted, if the hair is going to be long, if the hair is not connected to the body here, so we don't have to worry about that. But I feel like, you know, if you're thinking about how, you know, where the hair is going to attach, it's better to have kind of some extra. We can always mask off, and I'll have a video on masking later. But got that. Okay, cool. Now I may think, well, wait, what about the eyebrows? Exactly, the eyebrows are. I'm going to make a separate thing here. So I'm just going to hold down Control Shift and click on that. There we go. Now I've got one object done. Now to create a second one, I'm going to make sure that I click off of this. I can see the head is, again, magnetized. That's the whole trick here. And I'm going to just add to quad draw here, and I'm going to continue the process. And I'm going to create a new kind of entity for the eyebrows. You might say, well, Dave, the eyebrows aren't going to be that thick. That's okay. Remember, it's better to have more than we need. Okay, awesome. And, you know, if I wanted eyelashes, I could do that. I could just put like a little strand there. I'm going to call this, well, actually, I'm going to turn off this for now. I'm going to select the face, right click, go to object mode, select the face, and then over in the channel box, and if I can't see that, I'll click on button 5 here, click on button 4 right here. With this selected, then I can click on button 4, and I'm going to call this face. And if I template this there, now I can kind of see what I have going on better. Excellent. So this, I can start to see that it's got some history. I'll address that in a second. But one thing that's important for prepping this properly is the UVs. So I'm going to go to UV editor, and I can see that the original face, okay, so if I untemplate this, the original face has proper UVs, but I feel like these new objects that I just created don't have UVs. And maybe you're saying, well, Dave, I'm not going to have a texture on that. It doesn't matter. Well, when we create masks later on, it will. So I'm going to right click, go to face. I'm going to turn off symmetry. I'm going to select all the faces. UV, I'm just going to say planar map. Then I'm going to right click, go to UV shell, select this, go to modify, unfold. Aha, there we go. Now, these are going to be different. So I'm just going to lay this one in this quadrant. I need to be in the 0 to 1 quadrant. And what that means is that it has to be in this quadrant right here. I can't use these other ones. Okay. I want to make sure that everything is in there. That looks good. Now for the eyebrows, I'll select this, right click, go to face, select this, UV planar, modify layout. Whoa. UV shell. Or I'll go to object mode. There we go. Unfold, and then modify a layout. There we go. And if I wanted to move them around, I could press W, E, or R to rotate, move, or scale. And excellent. There we go. Now those are laid out. Again, these need to be laid out if we make masks, which we definitely would need to, especially for the eyebrows. And I'm going to name this. So I'm going to call this base underscore main hair. Base underscore eyebrows. Okay, excellent. Now I'm going to call this female face. Okay, cool. Now one more thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to duplicate this object. So I'm going to undo that. Now normally what I would do is have this just in, you know, kind of create a single character in this scene. But I feel like in the next lesson when I do collections and descriptions, I feel like it's easier if I have multiple things. But one thing before I do that is this. I'm going to select this, these 4 different views. I'm going to look at it from the front, press F. I'm going to measure this, make sure that it's life size. So if I go into create, measure tool, distance tool. Okay, now I got to see what I'm measuring. So I'm going to go to window, settings, preferences. And if I go to settings, I can see that I'm in centimeters. Well, I don't really think in centimeters. I'm going to think in feet. Okay, so if I go to feet, I'm going to come here. And wow, this is actually, hold on. So if I select this second locator, okay, that says 3.3. So if I go into window, setting, preferences, okay, that's 3 feet. If I go to inches, and I can see it doesn't update until I click out. Now I can see that it's 40 inches. And if I go, again, go back to feet, 3 feet. Okay, so 3 feet, that would indicate that that's probably too big. I would think that a face would be 1 foot. So I'm going to go like this, select the second locator. 1 foot would be about that big. So what I can do, I can select all this, Control G as in group, and then I can scale this down. Okay, great. That's about 1 foot, and that's better for realistic size. So if I look at that, yeah, excellent. And I might even kind of pull this up like this and get it nice and organized. And I can delete my, I can delete that. Now I've got this. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. Maybe, yeah, move this over here and Control D to duplicate and pull this over here. And you might say, well, wait a minute. Why am I making 2 characters? And again, I feel like I'm making 2 characters because it's going to demonstrate the next section better. Okay, so I'm going to have, this is going to be my male character, and then I'm going to have I'm going to call this the female. And if you don't have the outline, just go to Window, Outliner. Okay, now here it is. Okay, so I'm going to call this the male. And it's important that you have things named properly, okay, because I feel like once you start doing this stuff, you're going to have to keep that name, okay? So again, I get the male face. I'm going to call this the M for male base main hair. Whoop. M base. And this, of course, will be the F. Okay, there we go. Now, again, if I wanted to have anything else, I could select like, okay, this guy. I'm gonna go into my magnet and okay, now that he's selected, I'm going to go into my modeling toolkit, quad draw, and I'm going to add some more for this guy. I'm going to add a beard. Whoop. I just want to make sure that symmetry is turned on. There we go. I can see it's working on the other side. Excellent. And if this happens, what I do is normally kind of go up like that and kind of like force it a little bit easier, and then I can always kind of push it in place. There we go. Okay, great. Again, I would want this to be more than where I need it. And again, I'm not, the end result of this, don't get your expectations super high, is not going to be, you know, pretty. That's not the point. The point is I want you to see the things you need to be thinking about, and make this as streamlined as possible. Okay, there we go. Hold down Shift, kind of smooth that out a little bit. And again, what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to UV map this, of course. Even if it's overlapping, that's fine. Maybe I hold down Tab and middle mouse. There we go. Maybe there's some stubble or something kind of down here. That's fine. Okay, excellent. So now what I can do is, again, UV map this. And to do that, select all the faces, right click, go to all the faces, and then go to UV planar, right click, go to UV shell, modify, unfold, right click, go to UV shell, rotate with E, and then R for scale, W for move, and get this in place. Excellent. Now it's independent. I'm gonna middle mouse, drag and drop it into middle character, and now I'm gonna call this M base underscore beard. Okay, excellent. So now again, if I go to UV editor, if I click on this, that's the hair, the eyebrows, the beard, and I can see that here's the main hair, the eyebrows, and that's why I created it first before I duplicated it. So I went up to UV map it twice. I have it named. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure that the history and everything is deleted. So I'm going to template the faces. I'm going to select this, and I'm going to go to Edit, Delete by Type History, Modify, Freeze Transformations. Now it's all clean, and I'm also going to assign materials. I'm going to assign specifically Lambert. So I'm going to select the hair, right click, assign new material, and I'm going to choose a Lambert. Click on Lambert. I'm going to call this main hair material. I'm just going to create this a color. Okay, there we go. That way I know that I did it. Okay, again, I'll kind of go like this. Okay, and then I'm going to go assign favorite material, Lambert. I'm going to call this eyebrow underscore material. Call this eyebrow base. Okay, and the beard as well. The reason that we went on Lambert is because of the masks and everything that we're going to be doing are going to be working off of it. So I'm going to call this beard base material. Okay, there we go. And I just did slightly different colors so I can tell that they are different, that I did do them. And if I come over here, I'm going to go to the main here. Lambert, I'm going to call this F main hair base material. Let's do, and this F eyebrow base material. There we go. Excellent. Okay, so now we've got a great start. We've got these UV mapped. We have them named. We have them frozen transformations, and we have Lambert materials assigned. Okay, great. Now we're ready for the next step, and the next step will be to create collections and descriptions.